Look at those nice flowers. Hello everyone, Chandler here. So today's video is going to be a little bit different than usual videos. I'm planning a trip to Cincinnati to see some friends and possibly make some videos with them. And that's in like 2 weeks. And so I'm going to try to take the whole trip in my electric car. The problem is the trip is about 600 miles, 9 hours of driving, and my car tops out at a total of 100 miles per charge. Now, if you own an electric vehicle, you know that gas stations outnumber electric charging stations by a lot. And in the cities, it's okay. You can probably find a place to charge without having your car fully drained. But when you start going out into the country and there's no main cities and the city has one gas station usually, odds are they have 0 electric car stations. So I took my time and planned it out, and I went and looked at a website that shows all the Nissan Leaf charging stations, and I just plotted from here to Cincinnati all the different stations that I'll be visiting. And I think the largest distance I have is 86 or 87 miles, and I'm hoping my charge of 107 miles will make it that far. Now, another issue I'm facing for this is charge times. I'm probably going to be charging longer than I'm going to be driving for this trip. And when you have an electric car, you can't just go to a gas station and fuel up and be done in 2 minutes. The quickest ones are 30-minute charge times from 0 to 100%. There's a like class 2 type, and that's 6 hours. And then there's a trickle charge, which takes like 24 hours. So the trickle charge I'll have with me in the car. I can plug into any outlet that I want to, and I can slowly charge my car all the way up to 100. The 4 to 6 hour charging stations, those are the ones I'm going to be visiting the most. They're still very spread out, but there's enough for me to get there. And then I think 3 or 4 times I should go to a quick charge station because I'm going through some big cities. So because of that, I'm going to try to sleep in my car for those 4 to 6 hours whenever the day is, and then whenever it's done, I'll wake up and keep driving until my next charge station. So I'm going to be in a weird schedule for a couple days until I get there. A benefit from doing this is I'm going to have 0 hotel expenses. I have enough money to spend nights at hotels, and I can do that if I need to, but I think it's be kind of cool and just an experience and almost like just a test to see if I could do it, to try to make this whole 600-mile trip in just an electric car. As far as food, I'll be bringing items that don't need to be refrigerated, and then I can always go to different restaurants or gas stations to pick up food there. As far as the temperature in the car, I can have it plugged in and I can have the air conditioning going all night, so that'll be really nice. As far as showering and hygiene, I'm a member of Planet Fitness, and I'm gonna upgrade my membership to where I can visit any Planet Fitness location. Right now I can just visit one, but I've been looking up locations and there seem to be enough to where I can go in there. If I want to do a quick workout, I can, and then I can also use their showers and restrooms and that kind of thing. So the way I see it, there's 3 phases to this trip. One, there's the prepping and planning, and then there's the actual trip, and then there's the arriving there and during my time there living in the car still. Right now we're in that planning and prepping stage. I've already planned out the road trip as far as where the stops will be, where the charge stations are, if they're a slow or quick charge, and how many miles are in between them. And right now I'm working on trying to figure out how to sleep in my car. So this is my Nissan. It's a 2017. I bought it very lightly used. It had like 2,000 miles on it, and it had been driven for like 9 months. So I've had it for almost a year now, and I really enjoy it, and so I'm excited to take it on this trip. Let's look in the back where I'll be sleeping. So as you can see, it's a hatchback style car, and I lowered down the back seats and took off the headrests, so I have plenty of space here. So my number 1 issue right now is to make this place comfortable to sleep. I've pushed the passenger seat forward, so I should have enough headroom over here. My idea right now is to build a platform or a couple platforms to make this all level. I think what I'm gonna do is build a platform, this part here, and then maybe a platform right here, and then you get a piece of wood to go over it. So I'm laying on a flat surface where I can get a piece of foam, or I have an inflatable air mattress if I want to, or just blankets. So I started measuring all these curves right here of how this goes, and it was gonna get pretty tedious, but then I had an idea. Instead of tracing all those weird curves, I'm just gonna bring the mat of the trunk and trace it and use those. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use only half of this, so I'm not gonna build anything for this left half. I'm gonna use the right side. I know it's the weirder angles, but the right side of the car, because the passenger seat's pushed forwards, I have the most space. So I got my 2x4 pieces cut up. I don't have any long 4x4 pieces, but I have a lot of 2x4, so I cut them up into this shape. I'm gonna wood glue them all together right now. It's just a dry fit to see if everything works. I think this will be sturdy enough for me, and looks like this is gonna work perfectly for me. It's a little small, which is what I planned for because I didn't want it to like brush anything or destroy anything in my car. So now I should probably look for a foam bed or something where I can lay on top of this and hopefully just be able to lay down on this thing and be good to go. Okay, I'm in my car and it's night now. As you can hear, it's raining and I'm just in my driveway right now. I'm doing a test run to see how this works. I'm testing a couple of things. One, how soft this bed is. I got my boards all put in place now and I've got this all flat. And I put some blankets down and I've got some more blankets to put down to make it a little bit softer. The second thing I'm testing is making sure that I can have the AC or the climate control running in the car the entire night. Just so it's comfortable. I can set a temperature just like you do at your house and it'll keep that and maintain it the entire night. So when I wake up I want to make sure that it's still at that temperature and that it hasn't like turned off on itself automatically. And the third thing I want to test is right now my car is plugged in. I want to make sure a whole night of it doing the climate control that when I wake up it's still at 100% battery and it's not using battery. When I wake up I'm lower than what I need to be. So that's it. We're gonna go to sleep and see how this all works. It's the next morning, still raining. You can see my bed there. One thing I did is I added a container right there, if you can see that, so I could lay my feet diagonally, because going just straight like that, I can't fully straighten out. I'm 6'1", so I'm kind of a big person. So I learned some good things last night. One was this needs to be more comfortable. It's still really hard. The second thing I learned is I can have the air going the entire time, and when I finish, I was on trickle charge, which is the slowest charging, and I was still at 100% when I finished. So I'm not worried at all about being a dead car whenever I'm plugged into like a second stage charging station. So the trip is a few days away and I'm going to spend this afternoon vacuuming out the car and wiping down all the surfaces to make it as clean as possible before I make it dirty throughout the trip. So for sleeping in this car, the two big issues that I still have is it wasn't very comfortable and it was very bright. For the comfort, my older brother let me borrow his two outdoor like camping foam pads. And so they're mostly foam and they fill up with air to make it a little more soft. So I've got two of those, they'll be laying on top of each other, plus all the blankets that I used before, so I should be fine on that. For how bright it was in the car, I have this window cover. This one's like specifically made for this car to go in the front window because it's a weird shape. And then I have some more standard ones that were just like 10 bucks. This one is a large piece that's gonna be for this window right here. And I got some small ones for all the other windows. So here's the car now, and this is what it is after all the adjustments. So we've got all the bed in here, the foam pads, and we've got all the windows covered there, even that front one. And I've got to cut this piece now so it can fit this back window. All right, today is the day of the road trip. I've got everything pretty packed up. Got some ramp stuff here that I built for videos I'm gonna be making with dudes. Got my bed, got all the foam mattresses there, laying down in that area. Clothes, filling equipment. I've got water bottles down there. Extra charging cable there if I need it. More water's underneath there. I've got more stuff right there, and then I've got enough space for myself to actually drive. And then I've got food in a container there and in a bag up there. I think we're ready to go. Bye, Copper. Bye, buddy. All right, road trip begin. Our first stop is only 30 minutes away. We're going to Blue Springs, Missouri, and we're gonna charge there. Made it to Blue Springs, and it's a quick charge station, so I shouldn't be here very long, maybe 20 minutes. And I actually grew up in this town, born and raised here, so it's kind of cool that I get to go through this. I kind of know the area pretty well. On to the next stop in Boonville, Missouri. This one is 85 miles away. All right, about 10 minutes away from Boonville. This is like the deciding factor. This is like the longest I'm gonna go. I do like 85, 86 miles a couple more times on this trip. So if I make it this distance without running out of battery, then I'm good. FYI, even though my car says it can go 107 miles online, it's not true. I've never gone that far before. I usually get maybe 80 miles, so this 85 is the peak of what I can do. All right, barely made it, and luckily this is a free charging station, so I'm gonna charge here, but it's a slow one, so it would take 6 hours to fully charge. There is a quick charging station like 2 miles north of here, and I'm going to charge here for a little bit and go up there and see if that one works. On the app, it says that some people have had issues with it, so I don't know if that's gonna work or not. But this one does work, so I'm safe. While I'm sitting here charging during this trip, I brought my Nintendo Switch with me, and I'm gonna be starting Breath of the Wild Master Mode, and I'm really excited. So I'm here at the quick charge station and it's Electrify America, which I've never used before. And for whatever reason, it's offline. So I called customer service and they kind of told me what I already knew. But they did give me a free charge next time I come to an Electrify America. So hopefully on this trip, I come to one of those again and I can redeem that. But I'm gonna go back to the slow charge station and just wait the time and fully charge. All right, I drove back to the slow charging station and stayed there until I was about 40% charged. And then I'm doing the 20-mile drive to Columbia, Missouri now. And we might be staying the night there because the next station on our route is either 85 miles away, so I have to be 100% charged, or I can go halfway and charge at a place. But that place is only during business hours of the day and they're already closed. So we'll see how tired I am whenever I'm 100%. All right, made it to Columbia and we're at the Nissan dealership and it's free to charge here as well. So that's been super rad. We're gonna see how long it takes to get 100% because if I can just go straight from here to the next place, it's a fast charging station and I can get going pretty far. If it's late though, I might just sleep here. All right, it's 10 o'clock now. I went across the street and bowled for a little bit. That's the first time I've bowled by myself. But I don't think my car's only at 40% now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go to sleep and then we'll start driving again in the morning. So I'm getting all packed up and getting everything nice and dark. Day 2, 6:23 in the morning. Woke up around 6 and no one bothered me last night, so that was good. Yeah, car's fully charged. I didn't get too hot. At one point I was a little sweaty, but I woke up, it's like 65 degrees outside, so it's plenty cool in here now, but it's not cold. So we're gonna head on to the next charge station. About 10 miles in and I'm in the slow lane and there's a bunch of semis passing me in the left lane and I'm not going the full speed. I'm usually sticking around 60 miles per hour because I feel like that's what my car performs the best, using the least amount of energy just so I can go the full distance. And it's 70 miles per hour in this area. So I'm going 60, 65 and these guys are passing me. One who is in the back gets in my lane and just like goes way towards me and gets super close and honks me for like 10 seconds straight, wanting for me to speed up past the people who are already passing me. And then he gets impatient after the 10 seconds, gets back in his lane and zooms past and kind of like cuts in again to like almost drive me off the road. I don't know why. I mean, I wasn't driving the way he wanted, but yeah, be nice to people on the road. Made it to a rest stop about 10 minutes out of the next charge station and got to go to the bathroom and walk around for a second. Let's get to the charging station and then probably get some food. All right, made it this time with like 7 miles to spare, so that's awesome. This is an EVgo fast charging station and I've never used this one before, so I have to download an app. It says if you're like a Nissan no charge to charge member, which I don't know if I am, it's free to charge. If not, you have to pay. I'm totally fine paying, but I'm gonna see if I can get this for free. All right, I did have to pay for it and it's 30 cents a minute, so I'm not gonna like fully charge here. I'm just gonna charge enough to get to the next quick charging station, which is not too far away, and then I'll fully charge there. All right, passed through St. Louis and we're in Illinois now, and I'm back at an Electrify America place. If you remember, I was here and it didn't work and I called them and they gave me a free charging thing. So we're gonna see if that works. Quick call to customer service because there was an error on this one as well and I got a free charging session, so we're good to go. So looking at the app that tells me where all the charge stations are, people can rate them and leave reviews, and a lot of people use those reviews to say, hey, this one isn't working right now, don't come to this place. And I saw one of the ones I had planned on going recently stopped working, so the next nearest quick charge station is 90 miles away. I could probably make it, but I'm not gonna risk it. So I'm gonna go to one that's 20 miles away but slow charging. So I'm gonna drive there, charge for a little bit until I'm fully up again, and then I'll do the rest of the 70 miles, and I should be fine on that. This is the perfect place for a slow charging station. One, it's free, and then two, it's in a downtown of a really small little town with a park right here and a little fountain. So I'm gonna chill outside for a second. I've got some really fun stuff planned on this trip, but one of the things I'm really looking forward to is visiting small towns that I would never go to before. like Highland, Illinois, I've never even heard of. And if I had a gas car, I'd be driving right past from St. Louis going to the next big city. But I'm so glad that I stopped here and just got to walk around. Hello everyone, Chandler here from a month and a half in the future. I just want to say thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the first half of my trip to Cincinnati. It's getting to be really long, so I'm splitting it into 2 videos. So next Monday you'll see the second half. Let me know in a comment below what you've enjoyed of this video so far, and you'll see the second half next week. Thank you for watching, and God bless.